Most people carry a secret fear about timing more than anything else. Fear and time are joined together at the hip in this 3D reality that is governed by time. They want the relationship, they want the money, they want the breakthrough in their career, and underneath all of that sits a ticking time bomb, reminding them that it will never show up or it will land just outside the window where it will still feel good to have it. So, here's the next piece of the blueprint just for you. To become fearless, you loosen the grip that you have on this invisible clock of your identity shift. You give your manifestation the room to arrive by stretching out the time frame that you've handed the universe to work with. A goal that's floating around without no timeline tends to do just that. It drifts off because your mind treats it as something that can always happen in the future, something that happens later, but never now. A deadline that has a timestamp that's too close to today does the exact opposite and loads your body up with anxiety that loads it up with fear because some part of you is already bracing for failure, already bracing for you to miss the mark. The sweet spot is the middle path, far enough out that the nervous system relaxes and trusts that there's enough runway to land your plane. Look at it this way. The path that your goal takes to manifest into your life is the path of least resistance. This is how nature works. This is how energy works. Just observe how electricity moves through a circuit, for example. The current flows along whatever path has the least amount of resistance, curving and branching through to reach its destination. And that path is rarely a straight line from point A to point B. Manifestations arrive in the same exact way. They are always the result of an identity shift, but they find the path that costs the least amount of energy to get right to you. That pathway loops and bends through people, timing, and chance events that you could never have mapped out with your thinking mind. Look at the world around you and you'll see the truth for yourself. Rivers bend and coastlines curve. Lightning forks across the sky in jagged branches. The veins within the leaves of all these plants that you see around me branch out into every edge of that plant. The straight line is a man-made invention, something we drew with rulers and laid down with the roads that we made and the buildings that we built, and we fooled ourselves into thinking that nature should move in that same exact way. But your subconscious GPS already knows better. You punch in the reality that you want to go to, and it routes you through all the turns and all the side streets and the occasional detours, because the fastest way there bends around the traffic and it goes around the dead ends. You still arrive there, but much more quicker and more comfortably than any way that you could have mapped out yourself. So give your goal the same grace that you give the GPS in that iPhone of yours. Trust that it knows a route that's better than what you can see. Hand it a timeline with just a little bit of breathing room and let it take the turns it needs to take to get you there. Think of your life like a movie while you're being guided there. Entertain yourself. When you use your imagination to live in the end of what you actually want, you are effectively watching the ending of that installment of your movie franchise already. Once you've seen how it ends, once you see how this all plays out, the middle part of your story stops being so damn scary, because no matter what happens between here and there, you already know how amazingly it ends. Your outer world has the same way of reflecting your inner state right back to you like a film projected to a movie screen. Letting fear drive your thoughts and drive your behavior will have you showing up in your daily life ready for a struggle, ready for a fight, because you're already scanning for failure and bracing yourself for the worst. People feel that type of energy when it comes into the room, and they'll respond to exactly that, which feels like proof that the fear was right all along, and it's not. So shift how you see that fear and it'll shift how it responds to you. Treat it as a tool instead of a fact, and your behavior changes with it. And so does what comes right back to you as a result.